Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nerds to Human, and welcome back to our King Arthur campaign. You join me outside the Navi Martius, where the Gauls are looking close to surrender. They do have an auxiliary army over here in the Celtiberia, but it doesn't look like they're going to get to me anywhere near in time, and they're probably best swinging back to their new capital because, yes, it looks like we're about to take this. However, things aren't too good for us. I'm getting my army over here. Bedivere, one of our grand knights, of course, he's setting up on the river outside Massilia here. The Romans will be coming. Going to get from back there. I can't really see enough in this part of the world, actually. I've got a spy in Batavium, but I could do with, yes, a few more eyes on the region. So probably just start getting some more of my spies out and about. So you, sir, if you swing around here, yes, indeed. Full Julii army coming for me. This is old school army, but the Marian reforms have activated at this point, so we'll have to see how that goes as things happen. So yes, the Spanish, by the way, they have after last time stayed allied to us. They remain faithful, which is good. We can continue to trade with them. I don't really want to take Spain if I don't need to. If they do wage war, maybe we'll have to go and do that. We'll see about that in good time. Levarvum, soon to be threatened. And yeah, we got the same problem with the Germans in the north. They haven't actually attacked us. They've been there a turn or two. So I need to go and clear them off if they're not going to do too much anytime soon. Do have some assassins ready to go over in London to continue our campaign of basically killing all of the Germans because they won't stop irritating us. So we'll send them in this direction too. Just continue with the horde of these chaps. And naturally, we have ourselves our armies in the east. There are more Scipionis waiting to pounce on Rhodes. Hopefully, Crete will be fine. Same with Cyrene. I'm just going to hope that there are no boats coming in this direction. They might not actually know that I have control of this at all. They probably do, but you never know. And of course, last time we got ourselves allied with the Egyptians. Don't know how long that'll last, but we can hope. What I'm going to do is send a chap over here, Gawain, who is getting on a bit now, 51, but he has some children coming through, so that'll be grand. Yes, he's just going to go lay down some watchtowers to make sure we know what's going on at the edge of the territory here, and our spy will just go and have a little sneak and see if there's any armies to worry about from the Egyptians here. But essentially, we're in a kind of end turn phase right now. We're just going to see what happens. I suspect the Gauls are about to sally forth and we're about to be attacked by various different peoples. They want an alliance and map information. See, that would I assume that would pull us into peace, would force Spain and Carthage to peace. I don't know. Let's just accept anyway. I'm going to accept that. And I'm hoping that didn't ruin my alliance with Spain. It should have just caused them to have a ceasefire. I imagine that's the way it's gone. Right. Vercassivesalinus of Dubis. He's going to go down then. He is just a family member. Their faction, Air and faction leader, probably then in Celtiberia. So, not too much of a force. It would have been quite... I suspect we would have had a few losses if we would take this ourselves. So what I want to do then is watch them sally forth, throw themselves to their doom. 20-9 it says there. Got bizarre odds, but frankly it seems very much in our favour. Let's go. Most of my forces have pulled back into a line over there. We are obviously going to skirmish with a chariot as much as possible. Assuming we bothered to move. Why aren't we moving? Apparently we didn't bother to do any skirmishing, so we are just going to break them instantly anyway. All is fine there. We'll go and clear up the warband as well, because we might as well at this point. So, 3 routes right at the start there. Their mercenaries are going to go the same way pretty soon as well, I would reckon. So that's a nice way to start. We'll just pepper them with our archers. Otherwise, they are absolutely frightened. Still impetuous, but I don't think that's going to last very long indeed. Charge straight into them, clear them off. This isn't even the heavy chariots, it's just the basic ones. Should really get them over here. So, you sirs, get yourself into that position. We haven't really lost anything yet. Pull yourselves back then, lads, because more are coming out. And you don't really want to get trapped at the gate. We need space to work in, damn it. Room to roam. Speaking of Rome, do need to make sure we don't lose too much, because we're going to have to turn this army around to face them pretty darn soon. Ah, barbarian cavalry coming out the front. I'd missed those just as well, because the yeah, the general is coming out with him as well. So general, you get yourselves over here. We're just going to charge our general and heavy chariots into them. I don't think they're going to like that very much at all. Oh yes, they are going to come in. Lovely. All cav. Minus you guys. Into the general. And this will be marvellous. We're going to absolutely slaughter them. And somewhere in here is King Arthur, but honestly I don't know what's going on in this complete chaos. To be honest, it doesn't really work for us that we're hitting these rams. They are to kind of get in the way, but nonetheless we'll try and do our best to kind of pull ourselves out of here. Normally if you tell them to sort of move in or to go somewhere else, then you get the movement you want. That often causes the routes actually. So we've got that. That gives us room to recharge into the general. There he is over there, Mr. Fiend himself. And yeah, he is now fleeing, surrounded by chariots, obviously. We have lost a few of our chariots, not surprising, but we have taken out the general, so... Or at least we've got him fleeing. We've actually taken him out. Apparently you've managed to let him get away, which is not particularly sensible of you. Nonetheless, it does look like we're going to absolutely slaughter these guys. Yeah, the sallies very rarely go very well, do they? Another day, another dead Frenchman, and yes, it's a good day for us here. More and more routing straight away. Easy work at this point. It is just the skirmishes in fairness, but they are not lasting in this battle. Honestly, I can't keep track of where Arthur is. He was at the front a moment ago, but he has long since disappeared. Why are you charging forward? Did I accidentally grab you? Apparently I did. Get back in position over here, chaps. You don't really have much work to do today. Well, their general has come in for another poke, I suppose. Then we'll charge a chariot straight into him. He's got slaughtered straight away. Yeah, well, that really showed him, I think. The rest are getting all dealt with by my marvellous archers here. The gate wasn't opened, sadly. We're not open very long, so no chance of getting in. We might as well start ploughing into them, smashing our way through. That is technically victory. It's a hunt, but we will chase the cowards back to the town centre at this point. Arthur has been chopping them all up personally. Magnificent stuff leading from the front, as you can see over here. Our marvellous King Arthur. Very few losses here today. That is the Nabi Martius gain for us. And a marvellous holiday down the south coast of France. Lovely stuff. We are going to enslave. Probably good for Lemon Town, I imagine. And straight into a battle with the Julii here. Intriguing indeed. Right, I don't want you to be controlled by the AI. No siree. 3-to-1 ratio. Yeah, I think we have a pretty good chance. Although they have ballistas. That's slightly worrying, but we'll just have to take the hits, I think, because there's not a lot we can do. Not unless there's a second crossing, but we've got ourselves a fairly solid army for this. Let's head into battle with the Julii. Our first big encounter with them over in the just the edge of the Alps here. Standard kind of affair, a bridge battle, albeit we haven't seen too many of them on this campaign just yet. So, got my infantry in the heaviest lot right at the front. Obviously, we don't have any spearmen as the Britons. We have lots and lots of these chosen swordsmen. The slightly more basic lads behind, we have the Druid for behind that, and all the war dogs to get on with slaughtering them. So I'm just going to send my my chariots, or some of my heavy chariot. I don't know if the heavy chariots are just going to drown. We have a little bit of a pass here. So let's send the cataphracts and them around the back, see if we can cause a bit of chaos that way. Might be able to clear off the ballistas as well. Otherwise, we're just getting ourselves set up. Obviously, slingers over here, head hurlers and chariots over here. Hopefully, no one's got themselves drowned just yet. Not quite. These guys are giving it a good go, but hopefully they'll be absolutely fine. Right, they actually have Roman archers. That's a very strange situation. Well, we're going to go ahead and clear those lads out then, aren't we? Go and disrupt them before they have a chance, but those archers should at least get shot down by ours in the meantime. I was planning on this to happen a little bit later, but if they've got themselves archers, then we're just going to send in our chariots now, try and disrupt them. They're going to throw so many javelins in at us, actually. Need to pull straight out of here before they throw all of their peeling in. Right, all of you guys, get the charge in. And immediately pull out. Immediately pull out. Do not get yourself stuck in this battle. Right, are they going to cross the bridge anyway? I think they might well do. Get out of there now. Good. Good boys. Good boys. Right, that's caused a lot of chaos in their ranks right at the start. And we should start seeing the slingers are going to be hitting these guys, as well as the head hurlers right at the last few seconds. We'll obviously get the dogs in as soon as possible. They want to come and chase us. They are most welcome. We will absolutely win that with heavy chariots and 2 cataphracts. They've got experience as well, so they'll be looking incredibly strong in any particular affair that they get themselves into. So let's just make sure this is just the cavalry, please. Yeah, we're going to absolutely destroy those equites. They're only equites anyway, so into them. Use your auxiliary weapon, please. Use the maces, and that is going to completely demolish those. Lovely stuff. They are fleeing over here. Good. Send in the dogs over into the velites, over into the hastati, over into those guys. All of you just get into them. Marvellous stuff. So get yourselves into these hastati at this point. To be honest, cataphracts, just get yourself out of there. Pull out, pull out, pull out, and we'll get a better charge in momentarily. We'll just turn ourselves around and we will destroy the hastati with cataphracts. We've seen the Battle of Carrhae. We will absolutely annihilate you guys. Good work over here. Smashy, smashy. Not the best charge from our cataphracts there, but they've done the job. Lovely work, lovely work. I don't know what's happening on the other side. I'm just going to make sure my dogs are safe, because that's really the main thing I care about. Come on, Floofs. A few of you are going for a swim. Dogs are mainly going for a swim. That's fine. Not actually the end of the world if that's indeed what they want to do. So long as the handlers are fine, we'll actually get them all back, of course. Yeah, I think we've won this with pretty minimal losses. They haven't even really hit us in the main battle. Dogs, please just start running this way. There's a lot of dogs in the water. They're not very clever, apparently, but it's fine. Right. This has been incredibly efficient. The chariots and the cataphracts have done immense work over here, and they are what's left is just trying to flee. That's hilarious. The warhounds are eating their way through these guys. If their morale wasn't low enough already, the pile of war dogs surely will be. There's a ballista over there which we just need to make sure we snap up. It looks like, though, no, they are fleeing. They are gone. So, nice good victory over the Romans here to start off with. 3% loss. I think they get the picture. That will be them going. Are these ballistas the only ones not fleeing at this point? I think so. How do you feel about 100 dogs chasing after you guys? Not very good about it. I don't think they're feeling good at all. Now the reinforcements have decided to do exactly what I told them not to do, which is not to be controlled by the AI. That seems to be what's happening right now. So I'm going to make sure that we clear them off. Yeah, so that they can't do anything stupid such as drown themselves, which is what I can very much see them doing. Lovely stuff. Well, that is this army dealt with. Apparently, sorry, let's get back over to that. The dogs can swim. Wow, that isn't just a barbarian invasion thing. The dogs can actually paddle across the water. How cute they can do doggy paddle and climb an immense cliff. Well done, chaps. Well done indeed. Clear victory for us. I would say that's almost heroic, but I guess the odds were always in our favour there. And with that, we've delivered a clear message to the Romans, I like to think, but doesn't look like they got the message, judging by their response. Yeah, if you massively destroy the Romans through history, the general response is a big pile of blood, normally yours. But we can keep that same army there on the bridge for now. All sorts of nonsense just happened. Spain have broken their alliance to the Britii. Britii are at war with me. Allies mean Carthage, of course. That means Carthage and Spain have a ceasefire. Yes, indeed it does. Good news. If we have to choose sides, I guess we'll pick Spain, but only because they are I'm actually bordered with them, and that might cause more problems. So, strongest faction. Our armies are now the strongest going around the world. Lovely. We have ourselves a new, I'm guessing that's daughter, Kylia. Bedivere, good commander. Arthur the Killer has gained a famous warrior. Magnificent stuff. One of his favourite knights of the Round Table, of course. Master of Assassins. Lovely stuff. And Urian's getting overseer, which is good for farming and not so good for keeping his people happy. But you know, we won't ask how he gets the farming done. He just does a good job. Damn it. So over here, yeah, he doesn't look like he's keeping them very happy, actually, does he? No, not at all. Right, Bedivere, you just gained yourself some more command, which is lovely. It's been a while since you've actually had to get up with too much, but he's pretty darn good in battle, so we continue with that army as it is. We'll go for a very similar tactic next time, I think. If we need to do any refreshing, we'll be able to pretty darn soon. Lovely. Right, what do I want to get out of here? Cataphracts would be good, because when we're in the open field, a few of those does make a difference. You're best really for mopping up. We might as well get you trained up anyway. And yeah, right, we'll get your cataphracts out of there. We'll get the heavy chariots out of here. Alesia, you can pump out, get some chosen swordsmen, because we do need some. And as for you, Samo Breva, you're about to complete your... Yeah, I'll get some head hurlers, because we are lacking those. And yes, you're about to complete your awesome Temple of Victory. Lovely. Experience +1 and +3. So we get +4 experience on head hurlers and on the woad chats, which is lovely. Actually, if that's going to be one turn away, we'll do that first. We'll get ourselves head hurlers in. There'll be +4 experience, which is always a nice way to start. Yeah, definitely one of the advantages of playing as the barbarians, I think people often forget, is whilst they don't have the same level of units, generally speaking, their best units aren't as good as maybe the Romans, for example. You do get some big buffs with experience, particularly on barbarian invasion, it should be noted. Right, over here, back to assassinating more of their assassins, I suppose. 32% there. I went to kill their diplomat, but he's disappeared, sadly. The one who was trying to bribe us for all those years. Oh well, we'll get rid of the assassin first. Good work there to start us off with. Our spy can wander off down here. We have a spy in... Oh, we don't have a spy in Batavium. Oh, it's just the watchtower. That means we can see. Okay, that's good to know. What we need to do is start... I think over here would be defending. But over from the west, we need to start taking the battle to them. So probably what you like to do... Arthur. Right, we do have Peleus of Glaive over here. He's technically factionaire nowadays, by the way. We have him. He can go and start taking his forces out. Now, yeah, a bit concerned as to how happy the town's going to be. Might as well get a warband, because this is more numbers. And it is literally a numbers game when it comes to public order. So we'll bring you over here. And as I march you all the way, what I want you to do actually, sir, is come over and lay some watchtowers just to make sure we can see what the Gauls are doing. It looks like the army's gone straight back into the Manthia at this point. So it looks like nothing to worry about with them. Spanish wandering around, but of course they're our allies. So if they want to kill off the Gauls, that will suit us very much. We'll send a diplomat Ufa over to the Gauls. And perhaps gain some peace. Always good to get peace from a faction before they die, if you're not the one to end them, of course. It does, because their diplomacy kind of carries on forever at that point, which means if someone was allied with them when you destroyed them, you'll forever not be able to be allies with them as well, which is a bit irritating, so worth bearing that one in mind. So in terms of the rest of this, we have ourselves all of this as Roman, as you might expect. Africa still held by Carthage. No sign of them coming towards us, by the way. I do have a little bit of vision ahead of the game there. And as for over here, we are working on our spy network in this part of the world. We're just going to get a watchtower over... we'd probably better see Jerusalem by there. Not quite side on, but if we can continue to trade with the Egyptians, I'll be very happy indeed. Alexandria is pretty smiley these days. All relative, of course, but we can get the temples built up before. Yeah, +8 on the population growth. Absolutely mental. But we can at least get some retraining done in the meantime. And possibly consider, yeah, a couple chariots in this part of the world wouldn't go amiss. Lovely. So hopefully Egypt will be chill. The Scipios aren't. The Scipioni are all just all-encompassing right now. I think there were two armies here, so one's landed and that's the other. Good, good, good. Now, I'm not sure we have enough with our boats to take them out, but that probably needs to be our focus going forward. Let's make sure we have enough to defend the cities firstly. No mercenaries still. But once we've done that, we really need to start thinking about what else we can do in terms of preventing invasion. So yeah, probably taking control of the seas would be good, but obviously the Scipioni do have the best ships in the game potentially, so we could have problems with regards to that. Now money is again getting a bit low because I'm really pushing my forces all over the place. This isn't really an optimal way to be playing, it must be said. Yeah, if I was doing this optimally, I guess I would really be making sure I didn't have all these different fronts of war. I'd probably just go and smash all of Spain, and just go and kick for a lot of these German settlements, which to be honest is something I probably want to do pretty soon anyway. We will get these assassins out and about. They're going to make their way over to the German territories here. Over in Dan, there's no one to kill sadly, which is always disappointing. Do they want a ceasefire? We keep offering it to them every so often. Just so for the record, we have offered it. We'll destroy their market whilst we're here, and we'll continue on moving eastward because we could really do with taking out this guy. That's the plan now. So go and take off that guy's head next time. 10%. Not very good at all. Not very good. Ah, 48%. That's more like it. Yeah, the older generation of Germans are all very suspicious due to some of our earlier activity, but the young ones, no, they're young fools. You, sir, 9%. How useless are you? Have a go anyway. If you're that terrible, you might as well try. He failed, unsurprisingly, really. So what we probably want to do is send this guy south and start sniping off any good family members in this part of the world. 77%. That is what we want to see. Expert assassin +4. Skill courtesan, talent for assassination. This guy's coming on quite nice. Good old Brigo Magalgos. He's always been my favourite. Of course, we are now lacking our general over in Battle of Dorem. Madoc died a few years ago. He got assassinated, didn't he? So, yes, better take out this German force. Should be fairly simple. We've seen this battle a few times, so I'm pretty certain it'll be a quick one. Let's go. Main difference between this and the usual battle, of course, is that we're actually out in the field. We don't have the sort of awkward tentative wandering out of the city. So essentially what I've done is I've got myself a really, really wide line because it seems to be what they like to do, and might as well go and match them. So we'll go and get ourselves out and about in the field of our chariots. If they would like, that'd be lovely, because I need to get them around the back, because otherwise they disrupt my formation completely. The dogs to just push things over the line. I don't think there'll be that many problems with it, but I will go do the normal thing of utilising my chariots as much as possible first and foremost. We're just going for a tease now, running our chariots right in front of their phalanxes. We're probably teasing ourselves more than them, actually, because you know what chariots are like. You know what chariots are like. Right, we're going to go for the Chosen Axeman over on that flank instead. That seemed like a much better... What are you doing? Did I misclick completely there? I might have, but I think more likely the chariots are just being lunatics! Lunatics! Don't do that! Okay, well, they've done the complete wrong thing, got themselves routed instantly, which is perfect. Well done, my chariots. They completely ruined the battle at this point. Well, they wanted the phalanxes and it didn't go well. Who would have thought that? Would have thought that indeed. Right. Looks like we're going to have to try and figure this out about the chariots in this occasion. They have also ploughed through the entire centre of our line, so if at some point these guys will pick themselves up and get back into position. Lovely work, lovely work. Right. Send out the dogs. Send the dogs, because that's really what we're going to have to do at this point. Yeah. One unit and we'll keep the others back. The head hurlers are going to have a bit of fun. Actually, to be honest, guys, you can stay where you are. Just keep skirmish mode off at this point. If the warband can not get shot by the slingers, that'll be magnificent. Feeling a bit more confident this time when they all come in to do their little game and their little dance of death. So the screeching women have had skulls thrown at them, so they've given up, as you might well expect. We're doing fine without the chariots. It's fine, but they are kind of irritating me that they well, royally balls that up, I think. is possibly the best way of phrasing it. So they keep on retreating as we get our line ever closer. So we are... Oh, they're putting forward just as I say that. So get ourselves into position about there. Wow, they really are running at us, aren't they? Okay, well, that's interesting because we'll just get all of our chariots in on the back. This particular occasion then works for us. We continue to mop people up as much as possible. The screeching women are actually just going to charge in. We'll just try and clear them off with the dogs. That will be lovely. Chariots are about to do the same thing again, so we'll just send them out of the way. What are they doing? They're acting as if there's skirmish mode on, but there isn't. They're just being lunatics. Right. Go and clear them off. That is lovely, lovely stuff indeed. The dogs have cleared them off. They seem to be retreating at this point, so we'll send the infantry in. Yeah, they are just fleeing, I think. So hopefully the chariots can manage to do a bit more breaking work without getting themselves all murdered brutally. Slingers just shoot to the back of all of those guys. Yeah, we've got them mounting with the chariots this time. Well done. It only took you a couple goes, but we've managed to do it. Right. All missiles, get into these guys over here. Apart from you two slingers, you chop them up. Right. We made that a bit hard for ourselves, but actually, in the end, only 4% lost. It's just a bit of stupidity from the chariots. Hopefully, they'll learn from their mistakes. Otherwise, we'll have to put them down. Clear victory in the end then. Made it a bit difficult for ourselves. Old Captain Robin. Perhaps Sir Robin will arise from this particular battle. No. We didn't want to give the commander anything for that. No, it doesn't really surprise me. Right, we'll get the slingers retrained and we'll get on from here. We can at least get ourselves over to the fort and we'll go and burn things down in the German lands before too long. Of course, there's one more little sally we need to be doing, which is going to take on Captain Julianus, who was, I think, was the army that was sort of teetering around here actually a few turns back. But they've come in for battle now. Principes, a few more modern units, some for the take gladiators there, interesting. Some proper archer auxilia, but onagers and ballistas as well. So some proper siege equipment. They obviously don't fancy the chances because they haven't come in properly to assault the city. But we should be able to come out, take them on and clear them off the field of battle. Let's go. I think we're confusing them a lot here. We've also got a main line over here. But obviously I've sent my chariots over to this hill. So if I can send all my cav just to immediately destroy this early legionary cohort, that will be lovely, lovely stuff. I think they're a little bit confused as to what's going on, but I think they've realised now. Yes, they've realised it's their doom. It's their doom. For a little bit of a hill advantage for us, and complete annihilation of 3 units straight away. Oh, that is just magnificent. So, General is going to come and take us on here. That is fine by us. That is actually Roman cavalry, technically. Isn't even a general. So, should not have any problems whatsoever with that. No, he's fleeing immediately. Right, go and take on the ballistas, the rest of you guys. Just run into that direction. Are they just going to take us all on? Honestly, infantry, just charge at them. All slingers, just go for it. Dogs, just send one of you there, one of you there, one of you there, somewhere. I don't really care, to be honest. Just go and do the job. At this point, it looks like we're already just mopping them up, which seems like a hilarious thing. But yeah, when we've got chariots, sometimes that's kind of what happens. So mop, 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 mop them all up. And we'll put that into that position. Lots of charging units all over the place. Into those Hastati, please. That will surely break those instantaneously. Indeed it has. Just mopped through the entire set of them. They are not lasting long at all. All infantry into those chaps. Those guys aren't actually winning completely by themselves. These units haven't broken immediately, although, yeah, no, they have now. They have now. Ignore what I just said. So, they're done. All missiles, if you can just get out of the way, really. That'll work for me. Oh yeah, that includes these guys. Oh, I just made that really confusing for them all. It's fine, cavalry. Cavalry can come and finish off the archery auxilia. That would be magnificent. So, yeah, another battle where we killed virtually everything for almost no losses, which works for me, I suppose. Yeah, more Romans gone. I love having so many units of dogs. There's just swaves of them all over the place, just mopping things up. I'm like, oh, which unit is this? Oh, it's just a big pile of dogs eating the Roman legs. Oh, it is a magnificent thing. Right, we've pretty much cleared them all up at this point. We have lost, what, we lost 3%. A couple chariots. That's about it. 32 men. Okay, I think the Romans should have got the idea by now. To lead untrained people into water, throw them away. Indeed, normally that wouldn't really be relevant to the Romans, but in this case it certainly is. Good old Esclabur. He's gained himself a bit more battle experience. He's had an odd career, this chap, but not got a bad set of retinue on him. A few anyway, so we'll get a little bit of retraining. We can't afford very much right now, but that should pretty much be the end turn. So I'll see if there's anything interesting in the in-between, but if not, we're going to have to start planning our next escapade, which is probably into Italy. Obviously, this has already happened. War declared by Spain on Carthage. Fine, we'll side with the aggressors in the war. Whatever. Right, that means that there's war Spain and Carthage, Germany and Thrace. Interesting. The Julii and the Greek cities, Dacia and Parthia allies. Don't think that really means a lot. Although I say that it's not good for Scythia. But I imagine all that Parthia have left now is this, judging by the Pontic colours over here, and obviously that being Egypt there. Okay, so we've got ourselves a few bits of building done. Some lovely farming up in York. I'm not going to spend too much money on infrastructure right now. I'm a bit short on money. Flash flood in Germania Inferior. Not really done anything to me, so that's fine. We'll have to clear off this force, but honestly, if it's a similar one to the last 7 of them, I might well just ignore it in terms of showing the footage of it. But there we are, we'll see about that. So we have ourselves a spy over here. Let's go have a little look-see at what's going on. Few men in Arretium and Ariminum. I wouldn't mind actually, I'm just going to send an army by boat. Because smashing through the Alps is a stupid idea. Someone should tell Hannibal that's foolish. But yeah, actually just going and attacking them from boat, that seems eminently sensible to me. Might be what Arthur the Killer has to get up to next. That could be an interesting tactic. What we probably want though in the meantime is to get a few of our units retrained over here. Just some basic swordsmen to hold the fort as we move on. That would be sensible indeed. Let's just grab our cav. And we'll use you, sir, to go and drop down these watchtowers that we're after. So somewhere around about here will be absolutely fine. It's not really optimal in some ways, but it will certainly do. I can probably get Arthur, actually, one of his knights down here. Thank you, sir. A little bit potentially vulnerable, but I'm sure it's fine. You can see the little port there. Oh, come on, but this isn't this. Oh, it's Oscar on this. Of course, marvellous. So we'll have a little bit of vision around, but nothing, nothing world-destroying there. We'll also get ourselves a watchtower over in the Marseille region. Have a decent bit of view of the North Mediterranean coast now. And, yeah, the Balearic Islands are still Carthaginian in spite of the Spanish onslaughts. Well, certainly seems that it might be the Julii actually, but all sorts of onslaughts going on. How are they looking over in Greece? Yeah, the Macedonians under siege right now, and that's already fallen to the Brutii. So we're just waiting for that big moment where they leap across into Turkey, and that's always a worrying one. On the note of Rhodes, we are back to last episode with that, and we are being blockaded by the free men there. So that's them sunk at the very least. That good admiral has been dealt with. Yeah, certainly we do need to make sure we're getting some good units out of here before we get the boats, because I need to get boats, but I don't have time to build them right now. That is probably what Alexandria should be doing, because I do have men there. I have enough men for the meantime. So with these units, we pretty much have a full stack actually. So what have we got? 2 chariots there, 1 in the town. Yeah, you know what? 4 chariots with the general himself will be plenty to hold it. What I probably want to do then is get the... Oh, I probably need to... You know what? Let's get the port just to help our monies. And that'll be a good idea because we can also increase our naval capacity as well. These boats, I think they're fine to just move up this way. We could probably do with supporting our forces over around the Aegean, actually. Why the Scipios decided to land on here with a full stack army rather than Halicarnassus, which is completely isolated, I don't know. But that's just the way they like to work now, isn't it? So otherwise, we've got another full stack coming over here. Captain Kaiso. Several Praetorians in there. Be a little bit wary, but on the whole, I'm sure we'll be fine. You, sir, can come over here into the town. Lovely stuff. And yeah, we're getting more and more of those chaps coming along. For some reason it doesn't let me go all the way through, but it's all fine. Right, heavy chariots are coming. We're getting a few of them out, which means our force can go on and take the Romans on in the field in Italy. Over here, we'll be pulling the Brutii forces up north. We'll be going to assassinate whoever it is who's wandering around. 32%. He's dead. Success. Lovely stuff. Not even any animation on this particular occasion. They're so used to their deaths. We've got Manius of Verus over here. He needs to go down too. Batavium, fantastically rich, powerful region. One of the fastest growing in the game. And yeah, certainly one way we can get a lot of money from exterminating the peoples, that's for sure. Spy's kind of stuck where he is, of course. So what we probably want to do is get him onto one of our boats. So we'll just send you round. There might well be a boat that comes to smash you, but it's not the end of the world if we lose that boat. We'll just we'll just see if that works out for us. If not, the boat will fly somewhere in the distance and we'll drop a spy there instead. No real panic on that front. Right, I think our main objectives this particular turn then. Go and kill him because we can, although apparently we can't because this guy is terrible. He's literally got -1. That is ridiculous. Now, I wonder how many minuses it is until the game flips it over and thinks he's the best guy since sliced bread. I wonder. Certainly with authority on Medieval 2, it was a really small amount, like -3 or -4. It went to full authority, so it might be a similar thing there. This spy literally spends his entire life. He's got a wife and kids over here now. He's living a great time. He's got a pet monkey. It's all marvellous here. Yeah, he just sits there watching all these Dacian towns, making sure they're not attacking us. They seem pretty chill, to be fair. Can't argue with them whatsoever. But it does look like some rebels just hanging around the edge of my territory there. Okay, plans for the rest of this term. Apparently flash flood includes lots of rain. I guess it does, but normally the rain's up river somewhere in the mountains, and then you have the surge. Oh, whatever, it's fine. We'll just ignore the weird disaster mechanics you get sometimes around Total War. Yeah, I'm going to clear these guys off because they are in my way. There's a couple of units of rebels who are just poking around, causing me irritation. So we need to get rid of those as well. Another clear victory over the Germans there. Very much the same kind of battle. Idiotic chariots and lots of dead Germans. So with that we can probably focus on a few other things that are slightly more pressing. Particularly things over with the over with the Scipiones, who are once again causing us all sorts of problems over here in the east, as you might imagine. Now this army is the one that's actually got us under siege, so we're going to have to take on 3 forces this time. This one might actually be just a poke. We'll see about it. We'll see how it goes. Last time it turned into a whole full sally, but we'll have to see about that. Lots of experience in these guys as well. 7 experience as starty, 6 experience for a lot of these units. How the early Legionary cohort are 4, I have no idea. That's just the game cheesing it absolutely off the roof. So, yeah, back into Rhodes we go, and we'll see what damage we can cause. A bit like last time, they seem to run straight into, straight into range, which is interesting. Going for the same angle as well. Not quite sure why, but it works for us nonetheless. So we're going to race our hoplites into position. We've got plenty of shots into them in the meantime. What about the ballista, actually? This is an interesting one. So we'll get our hoplites over here, actually. It gives us room to send the chariots out if we do indeed want to go and do that. Cretan Archer is going to be laying down tons of demonic fire. We might even, even the slingers in range right now. Currently, they're not murdering each other. They're actually shooting the enemy, which is lovely stuff. Great throw down those auxilia. Pretty much killed. Down to 8 already. Lovely stuff. So we can probably clear this time without too problems. Actually, just realised, bit of a problem. These guys over here. So hoplites getting out there. Probably not a good idea, actually. I'm actually just going to send those back in. I'm going to scrap that plan because they have way too many men who can come around and cause us problems. If they do get too close, though, I will send my Cretians around to that side as well. We'll see about that. So Hastati are running in for some unbeknown reason. I want to die, of course. It's probably the main thing. So I think the best plan for us is to get our chariots out. That's what I'm going to try and do. Might be a bit tricky. I'm going to leave the general in there for now. We don't need to send him out. Our light chariots should be enough to do the job. I don't know if they have siege equipment in this army. I know the one I'm facing has that ballista. They seem like they're clear of it. Marvellous stuff. So, chariots getting themselves out of the city. Seems like we've plenty of time. We're not going to get the trap closed on us. We can always run all the way around if we have to. To be honest, depending on how much is in this force, we might actually be able to just send the chariots out to go kill them. Possibly should have done that, actually. But we can worry about that later. This can still be a pretty successful sally as it is, because it looks like we've done huge amounts of damage already. 16% killed. Oh, that is good. That is good. That is very good indeed. Those Hastati are going to get slaughtered, mainly because they're even in the head hurler range at this point. Are they? No, they're not. But yeah, they're getting shot and slung out. It's not going very well for them at all. At this point, it looks like the general, the Equites are coming in. Equites. No. Do you know what happens to Equites you take on my chariots? They absolutely melt. And I don't think they're going to last very long. There are a few dogs floating around. They actually last longer than I thought and are actually... Oh no, we're gone. We're dead. Okay, the chariots are gone. That's not good. We're doing a very bad job of fleeing and getting ourselves back into the city. So hopefully enough of them can survive that I can make use of them in the next sally, because that was not good at all. Normally the Equites just die. Why didn't they die that good? They've probably got like 9 experience actually, haven't they? Yeah, we did establish that before the battle. 6 experience. Not quite the basic troops we took on last time. Well, I guess that's a lesson learnt. They've managed to escape in. I think we're going to let the dogs into the city here as we do this. Yeah, the gate's just going to stay open. Oh, brilliant. They've now got themselves attacked by the dogs. You guys pull out there. That'll be interesting. Yeah, just pull the dogs in all sorts of directions. Are we shooting at the dogs, by the way? I hope we're not. Our Cretians are getting slaughtered by all of their javelins and all their other archers. I don't really know how they're getting through, but yeah, we're losing most of that unit, which is pretty darn sad. All sorts of General is getting very distracted. Now it says he's actually fighting here. It's actually the war dogs that's going on. Cataphracts, can you get yourself into a nice position by the wall? We're going to send the war dogs out. War dogs, you go out. Go and charge onto these auxilia. That's about all we can do. General, get to the plaza now. Don't know why you're doing this. Oh, they've all gone completely mad. The problem is, a few of the war dogs ran into the city, and what that means is that unfortunately we are getting dragged out of the city because we want to go and kill the dogs. But the dogs are, of course, with the owners. Now our dogs are going completely insane because I've sent them out to go and attack these cavalry auxilia. That's where you're indeed supposed to be going. Okay, I'm just going to send all my cav back here. This hasn't really gone as well as the last sally. No. Right. You're fleeing again. You just need to get inside the city and stay there like I've told you to. Right, the floofs are finally making their way out, and if we actually clear the gate, that would be helpful of us. Lovely stuff. The heads are being lobbed in at the cavalry auxiliary at this point. Two of our chariots? I do not know how we've got ourselves into this mess. But here we are, here are the dogs. That's part of the plan. We'll release the dogs and we'll just get everyone else, all the cav, to just go to the town centre. Please, just evacuate. What are they doing? Well, the Roman cavalry going on a little tour around the city here, meeting all the heads of the old Scipionia friends who died in the last siege of Rhodes. Certainly this one's going better for them. What is happening now? The war dogs are obviously wandering outside the gates. No, run back inside. This chariot here, this part of the general, he's just hanging out with these equites. Not even attacking each other. They're just being pretty chill. Having a chat, cup of tea. Bit of Greek mantis tea is always nice at this time of the day. No idea what's actually going on anymore. They're actually listening to me. They are. These guys are still over here. Get back. Now the dogs themselves are obviously nibbling their way through the velites. Yep, dogs versus... these supposed to be wolves, the velite, aren't they? So we're just about winning that bout over there. A bit of damage being done. It's a very bizarre battle, but we have killed half of them. So I'm pretty pleased at that. It's God knows what's going on. It's been somewhat successful. So, just to summarise at this point, I don't really know what's happening in this battle. I'm constantly sending my cavalry and war dogs back to the centre. Obviously, the handlers want to look after their dogs, but the chariots, I've never... I mean, chariots are complete lunatics, as we know, but I've never known to be quite this mad. Eventually, the last 5 or so are finding their way back into the city, but they really seem to not understand how doors work, which I'm finding a little bit ludicrous. These archers really just need to save themselves at this point because they are just in range of getting shot and not actually doing anything useful. The Rhodes singers might as well do the same thing. This has been a very bizarre battle. But I'm just going to lob some heads in at these guys. That was pretty much my plan. They seem to apparently be just out of range, which is a bit of a shame. Elsewhere, it just seems like I have dogs chasing them around over here. Have they chopped them all down now? No, there's still a few rogue dogs nibbling at their ankles. Right. I think this is very much the most drawish official draw there's ever going to be. I don't know if I can close the gate yet. Probably can't. Technically, I imagine I've got... yeah, I imagine at the moment I've still got a chariot out or a dog or something like that. So I'm just going to continue for a little while. These archers have basically got themselves killed at this point. Yeah, we've lost a unit of Cretians. They've got themselves shot to death. So just to finish this off, I've sent everyone back to the plaza because honestly they're all lunatics. And they're now just standing in front of the wall, getting shot. All 3 of their armies, what's left of them anyway, are all standing together. Slowly getting chipped away by my walls. They're just reforming every so often when obviously I finish off a unit. Oh, let's get a bit closer. Lovely. This tower can happily shoot forever. I'm not sure they're in range of about 3 towers right now, so just leave it on full speed and see how much damage we do before the time runs out, really. Even now, the lunacy continues, and they did just move out of range for a moment there. And then when the one unit left that got shot down, they just ran straight in front of the walls again. So I'm thinking, just for my own casualties, it might well be worth me trying to win this in the last 8 or so minutes. So my men are... Oh, they're taking the most catastrophically stupid route. Alright, maybe we don't have time for this. We'll see how much damage they do to themselves, but yeah, apparently it's a long way round. Maybe I shouldn't have sent them to the plaza. Oh well, it's all fine. There's virtually nothing left of this army at this point anyway. Well, we're sending what we've got in for the last 3 minutes or so. We'll see what damage they can do. Cataphracts are entirely fresh, it should be said. Just charge into those Principes as they got themselves into position. Slam into them. That works for me. I'm not sure who else is around, but you probably need to be running in, actually. Lovely stuff. Cataphracts, pull yourselves out of there. A good early charge. They are shaken. Not surprising, really, considering the circumstances. Hoplites, get yourselves into Phalanx land. That'll be marvellous. And we'll swing back into these guys. Perfect, 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 perfect. Get all of our men in, and we'll just see what we can do at this point. Honestly, anything can happen at this stage. They are now just charging in random units. We're charging in random units. Chariots are somewhere. General could easily get himself killed. I don't know what's happening. But hopefully we've got a chance of doing something useful. They've got a lot of experience, actually. I need to remember that. We're losing a lot of men, actually. No, we're largely routing. Okay. Maybe cancel the attack. Cancel the attack! Not from you, General. You just kind of pull out because you're actually not routing so far. There's a couple of units here that aren't mounting, actually. Okay, well. Okay, it's literally one unit of chosen swordsman. You get on top of those equite. General, see what you can do. You might be able to do something fun here. This isn't a very organised attack, obviously. I have about 2 minutes, so I'm just kind of doing whatever. Maybe it's best just to get inside the city again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get back inside the city, actually. General, how long did it take me to get back inside last time? Far too long. Right, hoplites, hold them off. Hold them off. Everyone else is going to die. Oh, the enemy warlord flees. Well, that's him dead. We killed their general. Do we have enough time to win this? 1 minute remaining. Swing back into battle, lads. Everyone, we're attacking again. Everyone back out. Everyone back out. We can do it. Here, they're out now. They're out in now. Yes, that's what you like to see. I think we're out in too, but it's all complete lunacy here. But the important thing is the lunacy is working in our favour somewhat. Get the Praetorian cohort because they're right there. Swing into those chaps, we can break them. That should be us in a good position. Looks like they're actually retreating at this point, but I don't think they have time to retreat. See if that's possible. General will try and charge off what he can. I think officially the Times is going to end in a moment. Which, does that mean we just lose because we're not in the city? I don't know anymore. I don't really know anything about this at this point. It's been just an odd battle. Looks like we've just about killed these guys. Everyone else, grand. The chariots are fleeing and generals fleeing. I don't know who isn't actually running away at this point. Just this unit of Principes. Right, pull out slightly. It's fine. We don't need to take him on this very moment. Go and kill those ballistas, please. They're out in. Good. I don't really know who's still fighting. The Praetorian cohorts over here. We'll go and kill them. Why not? Seems to have cleared out all the rest of our units. Time to send in their general. Nope. It's a draw. Okay, apparently we did kill 2,000, so it's nowhere near as bad a battle as I thought it might have been for us. But technically a draw, even though they're actually all in full retreat at this point. The gods just said time is up. So there we go. Was that a success? It was a battle. It was certainly a battle. We broke the siege officially though, so that's good. I think we were to attack again. 7 men and 30 Praetorians. It's officially all that survived that battle for them. No, that is it. Okay, right, to finish off then, we will just go and mop up what's left of this guy's motley crew, because I think that's only fair. All infantry into the general! Because he's just running straight into us. There's no time for tactics today. There we are. We managed to blunt his charge. Cataphracts getting to him. Do we have any dogs? Oh yeah, we have the dogs. Where are the dogs? Did I leave them behind? Oh, they're up on the hill there. That's absolutely fine. The skulls of the fallen... I don't know who they're skulls of anymore, but we killed the general. That's the main thing. Everyone else, go and kill the Praetorians, who are ridiculously difficult to kill for some unbeknown reason, probably because they're Praetorian cohorts. Chariots, just get out of there. I think you'll be absolutely fine just to run at this point. Praetorians lasted much longer than their general did. But anyway, with the second battle, the much less tedious second battle, we've managed to win. We managed to clear off the darned forces of the Scipiones once more. So marvellous. That was a very roundabout way of doing things, but we've managed to clear it off. Another magnificent day for all of our peoples, and a bit of experience gained from that battle apparently. Not sure we gained anything from the previous one. So Rhodes has been defended, and with that we can consider having a rest, because that was an interesting little affair. Some very stupid chariots today, it must be said. But what we can at least do, try and figure out where I can get some money to retrain these before end turn. Right, we are going to start getting to that point where every episode's like 2 turns, because the end turns is going to be 8 battles of the Romans. So I warn you of that now. We've been trying to take it a little bit slow, but no, apparently we're just going to go full throttle. I think the main plan then will be grabbing our forces over here with Arthur, King Arthur of course, 25 years old, he is a pillager. Yes, he's going to go over to the little port there, and I think the plan very much is to send a little boat force over to Italy. Going to circumvent their plans. I should say I've had a little bit of a sneaky heavy chariot army being built up here in Mogonatium, so we can probably send that down to Italy as well. Enough heavy chariots will cause all the maniacs in the world to yes, come and destroy the Romans. So we're looking forward to that. I'm going to go lick my wounds because that was incredibly painful, and I think I need a good sleep after that. So I will leave you for now. I'm Thomas, this is Tenacious Human, and this has been our King Arthur campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Death and violence will come to you. This is a beautiful, beautiful town, by the way, guys. Let's go and smash it up. Dum tum ti 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 ti. How did you die? What is happening to my men? Steve! He was the one man who tried!